Hello, wonderful evening, guys. Today we have mock test 4 based on the syllabus of Kerala HSA English. But as usual, this will help all of you because there are so many quizzes, there are so many questions that are based on other syllabi also. Guys, HSA model test. I have a course for HSA exam running. There are classroom students. I hope they have joined us here, or they will be on the way. Probably their train is late. Where are my students? Model test for Kerala HSA. Many questions here are useful for PGTRB and GATE also. Okay. Hello everybody. Welcome to this session. We are ready for questions. Ta-da-dang! In which of the following works is a 1928 model Chevy an important symbol? In which of the following works is a 1928 HSA means high school assistant. मैं ठीक हूँ. High school assistant exam. Bolo, in which of the following works is a 1928? Thank you, Shubham. Model Chevy. What do you mean by Chevy? Chevy is a Chevrolet car. Chevy is Chevrolet. HSA means high school assistant teacher. Bolo 1928 model Chevy. Chevy means Chevrolet. It is in Death of a Salesman. Remember everybody, I will explain. In Death of a Salesman, in the past, Willy Loman used to have a Chevy. Okay, Willy Loman used to have a red Chevy. Chevy or Chevrolet is an American brand. Okay, it is an American brand, and he doesn't have a Chevy anymore. It was an expensive car. He doesn't have it anymore. That indicates that he lost his American dream. He is a failure. He has not been able to fulfill his dream. That is the meaning. Today, when the play is happening, the car he has is a Studebaker. The car he has now in the play is a Studebaker. He commits suicide in a Studebaker. Willy Loman commits suicide in a Studebaker car. Chevrolet is an American brand and it represents American dream. There is in the first major memory that Willy Loman has, he is remembering his sons Biff and Happy polishing the car. Biff and Happy are polishing the red Chevy and he is instructing them how to do it. You know, it is like maintaining the American dream. Willy Loman is instructing how to do it. That is what happens in the first major memory of or hallucination, reverie of Willy Loman. Did you understand everybody? So that is the importance of the model Chevy, to a 1928 model Chevy. And his present day car is Studebaker. Are my HSA students here? Okay. Which of the following poem or poems is written in blank verse? Ulysses, Tintin Abbey, Dover Beach, Home Burial. Bolo. Which of these is in blank verse? Waiting. Definitely Ulysses is in blank verse. Then, okay, wonderful, dear students. Ulysses is in blank verse. Then, Tintanabe is in blank verse. Any more? That is right. Home burial is also in blank verse. Ulysses, Tintanabe, and home burial. All these are in blank verse. Dover Beach is not in blank verse. Okay, guys. Ulysses, Tintanabe, home burial. They are in blank verse. Blank verse is unrhymed iambic pentameter. The stanzaic form is called verse paragraph. Stanzaic form of blank verse is called verse paragraph. Which of the following statements is not true about waiting for Godot? Estragon is go-go and Vladimir is Didi. Is it correct? Most of the time, Estragon, I will say, which of the following statements is true? Okay. Which of the following statements is true, bolti hu. Estragon is go-go, Vladimir is Didi. Is it correct? Most of the time, Estragon sits on the ground and sleeps while Vladimir keeps standing. Is it correct? Estragon has a short-term memory while Vladimir remembers the past. Is it correct? In Act 2, Pozo is blind and Lucky is dumb. Is it correct? In Act 1, Lucky delivers a long monologue. Which of these is true? You can choose multiple answers. सब लोग yes बोल रहे हैं. Everybody is saying yes. What does that mean? कितने हैं A, B, C, D, E? बोलो. अरे my cup is matching my sari. देखो. Ta-da-dang! All are true. This is my trick question. All are true. Will you remember now, everybody? Estragon is go-go. Vladimir is Didi. Correct. Most of the time, Estragon sits on the ground and sleeps while Vladimir keeps standing. Correct. Estragon has short-term memory. He doesn't remember the past, while Vladimir remembers the past. Correct. In Act 2, Pozo is blind and Lucky is dumb. It's correct. In Act 1, Lucky delivers a long monologue. Guys, will you please read extra on Waiting for Godot? In HSA and all your exams, there will definitely be questions based on Waiting for Godot, okay? It is a very important text. Read a summary, detailed summary, okay? Very, very important. Which of the following is wrongly matched? Glass menagerie, salmon. Importance of being earnest, cucumber sandwiches. Pygmalion, chocolates. Doll's house, macaroons. Bolo, which of the following is wrongly matched? Which of the following is wrongly matched? Bolo. Which of these is wrongly matched? Potti potti. There, potti potti. Now, bolo. It is all are correct. All are correctly matched. Will you remember? In Glass Menagerie, Amanda is cooking salmon. In importance of being earnest, Algernon is sitting and eating cucumber sandwiches that are made for Lady Bracknell. Are you getting me? In Pygmalion, Henry Higgins gives Eliza chocolates. And in A Doll's House, our Nora is eating macaroons. All are correct. Did you remember this? All are correct. Okay, in Glass Menagerie, Amanda is cooking salmon. In The Importance of Being Earnest, our Algernon is eating cucumber sandwiches that were made for Lady Bracknell. They are all symbols. Salmon is a symbol of the great life that she wants to have. It is exquisite fish. It is exquisite fish. They are all symbols. Cucumber sandwiches, indulging in cucumber sandwiches denotes upper class life. Pygmalion chocolates, appearances. Doll's House macaroons. She is trying to hide from her husband that she likes macaroons and she eats them on the sly. Got it, guys? All are correct. How many times does Santiago dream of lions on the African beach? In Old Man and the Sea, how many times does Santiago dream of lions on the African beach? First, before he goes on fishing trip, he dreams. First, guys, I am not testing your ignorance here. I am only helping you to remember more details, okay? First, before he goes on fishing trip, he dreams. Then during the fishing trip on the boat, he dreams. Then after he returns, when he sleeps, then also he dreams. 3 times. 3 times he dreams, okay? Before, during, after. Got it, everybody? Then, which of the following is the setting of the bluest eye? Guys, if you don't remember, if you're going wrong, no problem. This is a wonderful way of remembering, okay? Tell me, which of the following is the setting of bluest eye? I put more than 4. Alabama, Lorraine, California, Boston, St. Louis. Alabama is the setting of To Kill a Mockingbird. It is Lorraine in Ohio. Lorraine in Ohio is the setting of bluest eye. St. Louis is the setting of Glass Menagerie. St. Louis is Glass Menagerie. Alabama is To Kill a Mockingbird. California is Grapes of Wrath. Boston is Scarlet Letter. Lorraine in Ohio. Lorraine in Ohio is the setting of bluest eye. Whose ghost plays an important role in The God of Small Things? Is it Sophie Mole, Ammu, Velutta, Kari Saipu? Hi Tejaswi, thank you for coming live. Whose ghost plays an important role in God of Small Things? Bolo. It is Kari Saipu's ghost. Kari Saipu is the man who used to live in the history house. Ammu and Esther go to the history house. History house is now a hotel, heritage hotel. सोफी मॉल का गोस्ट नहीं है, Karisaipu it is. Karisaipu's ghost is haunting the history house. Will you remember? It is not Sophie Mall. Sophie Mall का ghost नहीं है. Karisaipu's history house is now a heritage hotel. It is about politics and colonialism and history, and it is about business. In Bacon's Of Studies, whom does he describe as simini sectorus? What do you mean by simini sectorus? Simini sectorus means, whom does he describe as simini sectorus? Simini sectorus means people who do hair splitting arguments. People who do hair splitting arguments. Simini sectorus means splitters of cumin seeds. That is the meaning. Are they mathematicians, poets, philosophers, or lawyers? If a man's wit be wandering, he says, in Bacon's Of Studies, Bacon says, if a man's wit be wandering, let them study the dash, for they are simini sectorus. Let them study the schoolmen. Schoolmen means philosophers. The word he uses is schoolmen. Bacon says, if a man's wit be wandering, let them study the schoolmen, for they are simini sectorus. That is the phrase. That is the line in Of Studies. Do you remember, everybody? Now will you make a mistake, Bolo? If a man's wit be wandering, let him study the schoolmen, for they are simini sectorus. Simini sectorus means splitters of cumin seeds, or people who do hair splitting arguments. Will you remember now? It is not lawyers, it is philosophers. Don't forget, okay? Don't forget. Read Of Studies again, okay? Now, who makes changes to the commandments painted on the barn wall in the animal farm? Which character changes the commandments? One day, they saw that character lying there, fallen from a ladder. That character was climbing a ladder to make the changes, and that character fell down from the ladder one day. Bolo, which character made changes to the commandments painted on the barn wall? Which character made changes to the commandments painted on the barn wall? It is Squealer. Very good. It is Squealer. Squealer made the changes. Ha, bolo Rahila. Squealer makes the changes on the commandments. Will you remember, everyone? In which of the following works is a Neapolitan fisher girl an important symbol? In which of the following works is a Neapolitan fisher girl an important symbol? Is it Bluest Eye, Wuthering Heights, Riders to the Sea, A Doll's House? Bluest Eye, Wuthering Heights, Riders to the Sea, A Doll's House. Bolo. Neapolitan means of Naples. Correct. It is a doll's house. It is a doll's house. Our Nora wears the costume of a Neapolitan fisher girl when she goes for the tarantula dance. Our Nora wears the costume of a Neapolitan fisher girl when she goes for the tarantula dance. Will you remember? That is the symbol in doll's house. It symbolizes our Torvald Helmer becomes very erotically attracted to her. Torvald Helmer he wants her to dress as a Neapolitan fisher girl. He wants her to look very exotic. And he gets attracted to her. He is not in love with her reality. He does not like her reality. He wants her to be a fictional character. He doesn't understand or accept her as she is. Did you understand? He doesn't understand or accept her as she is. Instead, he wants her to be like a fictional character. Clear, everybody? Which of these works was originally meant to be titled Inside of His Head? Which of these works was originally meant to be titled Inside of His Head? Is it Macbeth, Waiting for Godot, Death of a Salesman, Animal Farm? Which of these works was originally meant to be titled Inside of His Head? Is it Macbeth, Waiting for Godot, Death of a Salesman, Animal Farm? Bolo. Very good. It is Death of a Salesman. It was originally our the Miller wanted to title it Inside of His Head. Will you remember? Inside of His Head. Which of these poems was inspired by an evening walk the poet took in Italy? Wow. Which of these poems was inspired by an evening walk the poet took in Italy? Is it To a Skylark, My Last Duchess, A Valediction Forbidding Morning, A Prayer for My Daughter? बोलो क्या है राहिला? ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. I am just a normal, ordinary, stupid girl. Did you know, guys, I want to release something. Volume 2, new edition. Edition number 2. I wanted to launch it in YouTube Live. I forgot to tell you. Volume 2 आ गया प्रेस से. Edition 2. अभी तो तीनों encyclopedia volumes का ऑफर मिलेगा आपको. I will start an offer, okay? Which of these poems was inspired by an evening walk? It is To a Skylark. To a Skylark. To a Skylark. Okay, guys, next question to you. Ta-da-dang. At the beginning of chapter 14 of Biographia Literaria, Coleridge talks about his conversation with Wordsworth regarding two aspects. What are these two aspects? At the beginning of chapter 14 of Biographia Literaria, Coleridge talks about his conversation with Wordsworth regarding two aspects. What are they? No, Sonali, we don't have to. I will give. Wit and common sense, poetry and prose, fancy and imagination, nature and imagination. Bolo. Ta-da-dang! It is nature and imagination, guys. Coleridge talked to Wordsworth about nature and imagination. Will you remember? It is nature and imagination. Did you like the questions? Is it helping all of you? In new edition, I have added some 10-15 pages, I think. उतना भी खास difference नहीं है. I have added some new authors. Some editing is there. At the beginning of chapter 14, Coleridge talks about nature and imagination. About what did Wordsworth say? They separate themselves from the sympathies of men and indulge in arbitrary, capricious habits of expression in order to furnish food for fickle tastes and fickle appetites of their own creation. Did he say this about Elizabethan writers, neoclassical writers, romantic writers, poets who are not true to nature? They separate themselves from the sympathies of men. This is from Preface to Lyrical Ballads. They separate themselves from the sympathies of men and indulge in arbitrary, capricious habits of expression in order to furnish food for fickle tastes and fickle appetites of their own creation. About whom did he say this, Bolo? Wordsworth said this about Bolo Bolo. Wordsworth said this about, that is right. He said this about neoclassical writers. From Preface to Lyrical Ballads. He said it about neoclassical writers. Arnold said in the study of poetry that the strongest part of our religion today is its dash. The strongest part of our religion today. It is a famous sentence. These are all famous sentences. अरे स्पेसिफिक टेस्ट फॉर गेट है ना, गेट ऑनलाइन क्विजेस है और 2 दिन पहले मैंने किया था 10 बजे, ऐसा ही किया था हमने बोलो. आर्नल्ड सेड इन द स्टडी ऑफ पोएट्री, गेट क्विजेस है हमारा. इफ यू गेट क्विजेस का 500 रुपीज और 600 रुपीज. Price of encyclopedia, after when there is offer, it will be like 600. That is right. The strongest part of our religion today is its unconscious poetry, said Arnold. The strongest part of our religion today is its unconscious poetry. Okay? What, according to Arnold, has the power of forming, sustaining, and delighting us? What, according to Arnold, has the power of forming, sustaining, and delighting us? Sweethearts, will you please like the video? Bolo. What has the power of forming us, sustaining us, and delighting us? It is best poetry. The best poetry has the power of forming us, sustaining us, and delighting us. Will you remember? Arnold said, these are all famous lines. You should look up famous lines from the critical essays, okay? Famous lines. You Google search karo, all the famous lines you should study. Based on that, they will ask. Are you getting me? I hope you liked the session, liked the quiz, liked the video also. Who of the following strongly advocated the separation of the art from the artist? ये बोल सकते हो, बोलो बोलो. Who strongly advocated the separation of art from the artist? Who strongly advocated the separation of art from the artist? 180 people, 83 people are there. Only 80 likes are there. क्यों? Please like करो video. T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot's impersonality theory means what? T.S. Eliot's impersonality theory means you should separate the art and the artist. Art and the artist should not be the same. You know, the artist should be removed from, impersonally removed from art. The artist should not put his emotions into art. He should not put his personality into art. There should be a separation between art and the artist. That is the theory of impersonality in tradition and the individual talent. Very good, very good. In tradition and the individual talent, he talks about impersonality theory. He talks about the poet as a receptacle. He talks about the conceit of the catalyst. The poet is like a catalyst, है ना? Yes. Which famous realist novelist defined realism thus? A realist defined realism thus: the doctrine that all truth and beauty are to be attained. Realism is the doctrine that all truth and beauty are to be attained by a humble and faithful study of nature. Realism is the doctrine that all truth and beauty are to be attained by a humble and faithful study of nature. Who said? वहाँ भी एलियट, यहाँ भी एलियट, वो भी एलियट, ये भी एलियट. George Eliot said. George Eliot was a major realist. George Eliot defined realism. She was a critic also. Silly novels by lady novelists. She was a critic. She wrote about realism. And she said, realism is the doctrine that all truth and beauty are to be attained by a humble and faithful study of nature. Will you remember? Very good. What type of word formation is illustrated by the social media term LOL? LOL. LOL. ROFL. What is LOL? LOL means laugh out loud. ROFL means rolling on the floor and laughing. ROFL MAO is there, that I won't tell you. ये सब क्या होता है? Is it blending, clipping, initialism, derivation? Blending, clipping, initialism, derivation. Laugh out loud is initialism. Very good. Laugh out loud is initialism. Word formation Google search करके देखना, okay? They will ask. Laugh out loud it is. Lots of love नहीं है. ठीक है? What is e-ticket? E-ticket can be compound word. It is also clipping because electronic becomes E. Compound word becomes. Thank you, Ambika. Thank you, Bubbly. Lots of love there. So, contemporary words like that they will ask in the exam. Which of the following is not a typical word of American English? Which of these is not a typical word of American English? Attorney is correct. Attorney is American for lawyer. Elevator is correct. Elevator is American for lift. British is lift. Railway is British. American is railroad. Transatlantic railroad. Transatlantic railway नहीं है. Transatlantic railroad it is. Railway is not American. Railway is British. Sidewalk is American for pavement. Transatlantic railroad you should know. Truck is American for lorry. Will you remember everyone? Truck is American for lorry. So this is the answer. Got it everyone? All these things we should know for NET also, Hannah. They will ask in NET also. Which of the following is not a French loan word in English? Which of the following is not a French loan word in English? Scripture, money, modern, honesty. Scripture, money, modern, honesty. You should know because scripture is church-related term, it should be Latin. Scripture is church-related term, है ना? It should be Latin. Money, modernismo, honest, home, honest is honesty. Honest, honest, home, money, these are all French. Okay? Scripture is Latin. French loan words, Latin loan words, Indian loan words, Scandinavian loan words. रोज 5-10 minute देखना internet पे, then you will remember. Every day before you go to sleep, just look up some words, loan words, then you will remember. Okay, it is prescribed for HSA. Plural in English can be formed by adding s, z or is. These are variant phonetic forms of the same morpheme and are called dash. Bolo. Is s, adding s or z or is. You can form plurals. These are all different for pronunciation but same meaning. Same spelling, same meaning, but different pronunciation. Are they bound morphemes? Are they allomorphs? Are they morphophonemes? Or are they affixes? Of course, they are bound morphemes and affixes, but answer here is allomorphs. Bound morphemes and affixes, but answer here is allomorphs. Will you remember, guys? Did you like the questions? Did you like the videos? Allomorphs, yaad rakhna. Allomorphs. Next question to you. Ta-da-dang! In post-colonialism, what does the term alterity mean? In post-colonialism, what is the meaning of alterity? You know, in HSA, there are all, in HSA, KEA exam, TB, PG, TRB exam, in all these exams, post-colonialism, etc. are prescribed, hai na? What is alterity? Is it the capacity for cultural change? It is the state of being other. Is it the state of being hybrid? It is the condition of being divided internally. Bolo. Is it the capacity for cultural change? Is it the state of being other? Alterity means what? Alterity means the state of being other. You know, self, other, that other. The state of being other. Alterity is the state of being other. It's a post-colonialism term. Even if you are attending my class, HSA students, PGTRB students, I am not an encyclopedia. Okay? Google is our encyclopedia. Books and Google cannot match me. Then why do you need me? Because I am a huge Google of motivation. I will give you as much motivation as Google can give you. Okay? So I am motivating you every day. Read extra also on your own. In the internet also. Post-colonialism terms, internet pe dekho, feminism terms, whatever is prescribed every day, 10-15 minutes based on that you should read online, okay? Don't just, like in traditional old times, don't just depend on teacher only. Today, they are expecting all students to be doing research online. You should be reading, you should have wide knowledge. Without me, you will not have as much motivation as you will have now. I am your energy and motivation. I am your passion. But knowledge nahi ban sakti. Mujhe utna knowledge nahi hai. I don't have that much knowledge. For that, we have to depend on Google only or books also. Okay? So, alterity means the state of being other. I know, 17th hai na? I know. Stephen Krashen gave the monitor model of teaching English. Stephen Krashen is the man behind the monitor model of teaching English. What do you mean by monitor model? And what does it give importance to? Language input, language output, error correction, none of these. PGTRB students, pay attention, all these questions you will also get. Monitor model means, what is monitor? Monitor controls or gives you more language input. You should hear more and more language. If you are studying English, you should be exposed to more and more English. That is one meaning of monitor. Another meaning is your correction should also be done. Language error correction should also be done. So language input is important, error correction is important in monitor model. Language input and error correction both are important in monitor model. If you Google search monitor model, you will understand. Please read extra. Language input is there. Error correction is also there. Okay guys, error correction is also important. Now, which of the following methods of teaching English was developed by C.J. Dodson in the 1960s and gives importance to presentation, practice and production? Which of the following methods of teaching English was developed by C.J. Dodson in the 1960s and gives importance to presentation, practice and production? Definitely not grammar translation method. Grammar translation method was founded in the ancient times, in the medieval times. There is no single person like that. Is it direct method, situational approach or bilingual method? It is bilingual method. Bilingual method is more advanced than grammar translation. Grammar translation is old method. Bilingual method was developed by C.J. Dodson. Okay, don't forget. Please guys, look up all the major teaching methods, ELT methods. Read a little bit about them. They will ask you only basic questions actually. If you know a little bit, you will be able to answer like that only they will ask. But if you don't know anything, then it is very dangerous. All my HSA students, all of you, please read extra on all the ELT methods, all these things. Don't leave like that. Very important questions will come. Okay? Very important. Okay, don't forget. Today itself, if possible, every day you should read extra. Will you do that? Every day. Keep aside 10-15 minutes and look up all these things. Repeatedly, when you look them up several days, you will remember. You will become great scholars. I want you to be great scholars. I want you to be wonderful teachers. I want you to be top in all exams. Will you fulfill my dream, guys? I'm giving you my dream. You should fulfill it. Will you? Everything is not dependent on me or anything. Everything is dependent on your interest and passion. If you are interested, if you are genuinely, cleverly planning and doing, then you can easily do. It is not difficult. It is not difficult. You should cleverly manage your time. Even 10-15 minutes you should use. Always Google search and read extra. So many small things that you don't know anything about, find them out. Oh my God, I never knew about ELT. Let me study. I didn't know about word formation. Let me study. Like that, from the basics you should study. Everything you should know. Every day from now on, if you just research, every now and then when you get 10-15 minutes, if you research, then you will remember. Don't be narrow in your perspective. All the syllabus you should collect. Oh, PGTRB, I never knew about this exam. Let me know this syllabus. Let me look at this syllabus. Wow, they have some topics that I never heard about. Let me study. Like that you should think. I never heard about Kerala HSA. I'm not going to write the exam, but let me look at the syllabus. I will study. Like that you should think. Okay? Now, remembering, understanding, applying, evaluating, creating are the 5 aspects of dash. Listen everybody, this is very easy. This is very easy. Remembering, look at me, then you will understand. Remembering, understanding, applying, evaluating, creating. Ching, 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 everything happening in my mind only. Remembering, understanding, then I'm applying. then I am evaluating, then I am creating. Everything happens in my mind only. तो क्या होगा? Behaviorism, cognitivism, constructivism, structuralism. What is behaviorism? Behaviorism means our behavior is dependent on external factors. Our behavior is dependent on external factors. That is behaviorism. Cognitivism is about how you understand what happens in your brain. Constructivism means society constructs you. Society constructs your learning. Structuralism means everything has a form, a structure. So this is easy. Remembering, understanding, applying, evaluating, creating. These are 5 aspects of cognitivism only. Did you understand? Everything happening in the mind, it is cognitivism. It can't be behaviorism. It can't be constructivism. It can't be structuralism. Those who understand the concepts, those who understand these 4 concepts will know, Ayyo, this is such a stupid question. Such a silly question. Anybody can answer. हम क्या स्कूल लेवल स्टूडेंट्स हैं क्या? इतने silly questions क्यों पूछ रहे हैं? Like that you will think. So silly this question is. Like that you will think. If you understand. Keep on revising. Keep on studying. Don't be afraid of knowledge and syllabus and all that. They are actually very easy. National Curriculum Framework 2005 gives importance to dash. So, just relax and remember. Relax and read, then you will understand. National Curriculum Framework. Relax and read, then you will understand. 2005 it is, in the 21st century. Suppose you never heard this before. Suppose you never heard this before. Even then you can answer. In the 21st century, will they talk about, will government, listen, no, don't jump and answer. Don't jump and answer. In the 21st century, will they talk about multilingualism? Every student should know different languages. Will they talk about cultural conservatism? That means cultures should conserve, they should not mingle with others. Will they say that? Or will they say exam-oriented learning is important? Everything should be exam-oriented. Will they say? क्या है श्रावणी? Exam-oriented learning is bad. Exam-oriented learning is an old approach. Nobody will say that in the 21st century. Cultural conservatism is old approach. Nobody will say that. You are not paying attention. You are without thinking कुछ भी बोल देते हो. मुझे बहुत गुस्सा आता है. समझते क्यों नहीं? In the 21st century, अभी सही बोलो, सब लोग सही बोलो. In the 21st century, will they say everybody should learn different languages? Or will they say cultural conservatism, don't mingle with cultures? Is that what they will say? Or will they say study only for exam? No need of any other studying. Study only for exam. Only multilingualism is possible. ये सब बहुत पुराने approaches हैं. Cultural conservatism and exam oriented learning are very old approaches. Multilingualism is what was suggested by National Curriculum Framework, NCF 2005. Will you remember now? Now you will remember, na? Now you will remember. कोई नहीं. If you could not remember at first, it's okay, no problem. In the 21st century, multilingualism is possible. Everybody should know different languages. Correct, possible. Cultural conservatism, nobody will say. Only for exam study, that also nobody will say. So, multilingualism. ठीक है? Just because they have said all of the above, don't jump and answer, okay? Be intelligent. Think. Think calmly. Think calmly. Okay? The Sanskrit language, whatever be its antiquity, is a wonderful structure. More perfect than the Greek. More copious than Latin. And more exquisitely refined than either. Yet, bearing both of them a stronger affinity. Who said this in a famous speech made to the Asiatic Society of Bengal in 1786? The Sanskrit language, however old it is, whatever be its antiquity, is a wonderful structure. Sanskrit language has a wonderful structure. Sanskrit is more perfect than Greek. Sanskrit is more copious than Latin. Sanskrit has a refined structure more than Greek or Latin. Yet Sanskrit has an affinity to both of them. Did Charles Wilkins say this to Asiatic Society of Bengal? Did William Jones say this? Did James Mill say this? Did Ralph T.H. Griffiths say this? It is William Jones who founded the Asiatic Society of Bengal. It is William Jones. William Jones is the founder of Asiatic Society of Bengal. Okay, it is William Jones. Okay, did you like the questions? What does Catherine in Wuthering Heights famously compare to the foliage in the woods? What does Catherine in Wuthering Heights famously compare to the foliage in the woods? Is it her life? Is it her love for Heathcliff? Is it her love for Linton? Is it her love for herself? Ta-da-dang! What does Catherine in Wuthering Heights famously compare to foliage in the woods? Ha, Devraj, William Jones translated Abhijnana Shagundalam. Fir say without thinking you are answering. Again you are jumping and answering without thinking. Haath dikhao. Let me beat you. Dikhao, haath dikhao. I want to beat you. Ting, ting, I am beating you, okay? Think again, think again. Think again, think again, think again, think again. जो लोग बी बोले सबको दो दो मारपीट. What does Catherine say in Wuthering Heights? What does Catherine say in Wuthering Heights? Foliage in the woods मतलब क्या होता है? Foliage in the woods means the leaves of the trees, they will all fall. My love for Linton is like the foliage in the woods. In winter season it will fall, it will change. My love for Heathcliff is like the foliage in the woods. It is like the trees and their leaves, they will fall, it will change. But my love for Heathcliff is like the rocks beneath. It will never change. That is what she said. Clear everybody? Now you won't forget. मारपीट के साथ पढ़ोगे तो कभी नहीं भूलोगे ना. രണ്ട് അടി കിട്ടി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ പിന്നെ ഒരിക്കലും മറക്കില്ല. बोलो सुनो. Catherine said to Nellie Dean. Catherine said to Nellie Dean, Nellie, how can you say that I don't love Heathcliff? Nellie is asking Catherine, you're going to marry Edgar and you're going to marry Linton? Then what about Heathcliff? Don't you love him? Catherine says, how can you say that, Nellie? Heathcliff is a part of me. I am Heathcliff. My love for Linton is like the foliage in the woods. It is like the leaves of the trees. It will fall. It will change. But my love for Heathcliff is like the rocks underneath. It will never change. But Heathcliff wahan nahi raha. When she said this, Heathcliff was not there to listen to her. He had gone before that. And he came back 3 years later. At that time, she went and married Linton. Linton means Edgar Linton. Not the other Linton. I am Heathcliff, she says. Now you won't forget, na? ठीक है. ये मारपीट की याद रखना. If you make this mistake again, ting 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 ting. You people are getting only 2, but I got 100 marpid by now. Because I'm a bad teacher. If students go wrong, it is because teacher is bad, okay? Teacher gets beating. Okay. Catherine in Wuthering Heights says her love for Linton is like the foliage in the woods. But her love for Heathcliff is like the rocks underneath. It doesn't change. Will you remember? Will you remember? Okay. Ayyo! Which of the following is the correct chronological arrangement of the origin of these terms in feminism? Do you know, guys? ये तो नेट निकला. ये क्वेश्चन तो नेट का निकला. Performativity, gynocriticism, phallogocentrism, female gothic, male gaze. सुनो सुनो सुनो. देखो ध्यान से पढ़ो. Phallogocentrism is Derrida. Gynocriticism is Elaine Showalter. Female Gothic is Ellen Mowers. Gynocriticism is definitely 1970s. Male gaze is 1975. Visual pleasure and narrative cinema. Ta-da-dang! Performativity is definitely 1990s. A performativity should be last. If that you know, then you know the answer. If you know A performativity is 1990s, then you will know. Performativity, Judith Butler, book is 1990 published. D to last it should be. Bubbly Bhatt, listen to me. Performativity 1990. Gynocriticism, Elaine Showalter, 1976 or something. Phallogocentrism, Derrida. Female Gothic, Ellen Mowers. Male gaze is also 1975. Performativity is the later one. Only one option is there. Sorry. Galti hogi. Ye. Sorry, only one option is there with performativity A as the last. This is the answer. CEDBA. Phallogocentrism first. Male gaze next. Female Gothic next. Gynocriticism next. Performativity last. CEDBA is the last. मैं गलती से यहाँ जाके mark किया. This is the correct one. CEDBA. Performativity is the last. Male gaze, Laura Mulvey. मैं लिखूँ क्या? Butler. लिखूँ क्या? Butler. Gynocriticism is Showalter. Phallogocentrism is Derrida. Female Gothic is Ellen Mowers. Male gaze is Laura Mulvey. Will you remember now? Ta-da-dang! Performativity should be last, remember. Did you like the questions, guys? The Grimm's Law. Grimm's Law that happened in the first millennium BC affected dash. Grimm's Law that happened in first millennium BC affected fricatives, stop consonants, vowels, bilabials. Grimm's Law, Werner's Law, Great Vowel Shift. Will you please read extra? Will you Google search and read, please? That is right, Umesha. How are you, Umesha? I hope you're doing well, Umesha. Bolo, Grimm's Law affected stop consonants. Per became fur. Pater became father. That change. Pater became father. That change is Stop consonants. Read extra, okay? Read extra. Grimm's law, Werner's law, great vowel shift, all these things you should read. Will you do that, guys? In which book did Noam Chomsky discuss the concept of competence and performance? Is it on language? Language and mind, aspects of the theory of syntax or syntactic structures? Yes, Grimm's law is the first consonant shift. It cannot be vowel. Grimm's law is also called the first consonant shift. Noam Chomsky discusses concept of competence and performance in which book? Is it on language, language and mind? So no, guys, on language and language of mind are not famous books. Most famous is syntactic structures and aspects of the theory of syntax. It is here. It is in aspects of the theory of syntax that he developed competence and performance. Syntactic structures is his first book. It is not in his first book, but a little later that he developed the concept of competence and performance. It is not in his first book, but a little later. Okay, so I hope you loved this session. This is the last question for today. I have given you so many questions. I will be back tomorrow with model test for Northeast Slet. Will you be ready? Northeast Slet. My Yashoda, are you here? Tomorrow is Northeast Slet and it will help. I will take questions from all your syllabus, okay? I will make questions from all your syllabus so that it will help you in GATE. I will make it in the manner of GATE, in the manner of PGTRB, in the manner of HSA, Karnataka Assistant Professor Exam. All of you will be benefited. Okay, please WhatsApp me if you want to join any of our quizzes or something. And you can join. It will give you tremendous practice at very less price. Small amount only we will charge and you can get tremendous practice. Please take this PDF for PGTRB started yesterday. PGTRB ka we did yesterday. Safia, it is there in your group. I will post in your group, okay? I will post in your Telegram group also. So in your Telegram group, if you check, you will get my PDF. Okay, guys? Yashoda. Okay, tomorrow is your day, Yashoda. Bye-bye, everybody. See you tomorrow. I will try to make some videos. You people are not watching all my videos, are you? Some videos have very less viewership. Why? You don't like it? You don't like my video, all my videos, eh? Will you please watch all of them? It will